Ladies and gentlemen, it is time for the biggest spectacle of the Midwest F1 League, one of the most sacred traditions we have. It is time for Midnight Monaco here in Division 2. 19 corners make up the tight and tricky 3.3 kilometer street circuit that spans almost the entire country. The one DRS zone heading down the pit straight is the only real overtaking opportunity, and qualifying will mean everything. We've got a packed house here in Division 2. After last week's race in Canada, I'm very, very excited to see what results this will yield. Ladies and gentlemen, hot spot on the call as per the usual, and we have for ourselves tonight one of, if not the best tradition that we have here in the Midwest F1 League, Midnight Monaco. It is really, it's different, I guess, is the only way to describe it, really. And so then, ladies and gentlemen, the Monaco Grand Prix about to start then. 20 seconds until lights out. Let's quickly go over tire strategy. There's so many options tonight. You can start on the softs, you can start on the mediums, probably start on the hards if you wanted to, although it's not recommended. Pretty much look for that pit window on the softs around laps 9 to 14, and then the mediums around lap 25 to 30. And then if there's an early safety car, look for the hards. They can go over 30 laps. 39 laps of this Grand Prix here tonight. The grid forming up then. The lights are turning on in the streets of Monaco. The Aston Martin and Alpine on the front row. 5 lights, and then they are off. And it looks like the Alpine on the outside did not get a very good start. Then either that or the light work got an even better one. Into Saint-Devant they go now. As we look back through the field, everyone looks to have gotten away quite cleanly then. So far, it is light work leading the field. Soy Loco and Ray 46 battling it out there. It looks like somebody may have gotten into the wall. It looked like it was the Williams of Sweet, perhaps. Does he have wing damage on the side? I cannot tell. However, it would appear that after that first corner then, everyone has gotten away cleanly. The Alfa Romeo looking to get around the Ferrari of Shariah Coleslaw then. Lightwork has a 1.2 second advantage over them already. The Ferrari of Hightower down to the inside on both the Williams and the AlphaTauri. Got past the AlphaTauri, did not get past the Williams, however. A little bit of contact to the left rear tire then as well. Lightwork already a 1.5-second lead. Race day down, following Mopower Cowboy behind. It looks as if the field has decided to calm themselves down, except for Hey It's Play trying to get to the back of Shariah Coleslaw as they work their way through to back now. I wouldn't quite expect anything to happen here. Oh, it looks like, yeah, the Red Bull has gone off. Something has happened there between Pork Chops and I believe young DJ CJ. Certainly driving like he has wing damage. Let's see. And yeah, I'm going to say he does. Oh, what's happened here? Pork Chops has gone off. Oh, someone else has gone off there again. Brian Mosser. What's he doing here? He's just, oh my goodness, I have no clue what's happening here. They're blocking the entirety of the track, going past the swimming pool then. Man, that was a certainly an interesting way about then. And it looks like, oh, Mopower Cowboy has gone off and he falls down the order. No, and what's happened? He's hit the wall on exit at Casino then. Shariah Coleslaw and Hey It's Clay were battling it out then, but Mopower Cowboy has gone off, and that will be the end of his Monaco Grand Prix before it really even started. So unfortunate for him, surefire to be on the podium, and it ends in defeat. Unbelievable then from Mopower Cowboy. That's not what he needed or certainly wanted. I didn't want it either. He was off to a great start. Man, and carnage already. Meanwhile, Hey It's Clay and Shariah Coleslaw, these two have been battling for a good lap now. Side by side at one point. Mopower Cowboy leaving the session then. Looks like this battle has eked out to about 0.7 of a second. DRS will be enabled this next time by. NFS Lightwork fastest lap of the Grand Prix. We've got the AlphaTauri off. That is Brian Mosser. Something's happened with him. That's heading up through Beau Rivage, and he's going to have blue flags here in a minute. He'll need to get out of the way for the Aston Martin coming up behind him. He does eventually get out of the way and hits the wall again for good measure. Once you overheat the tires or once you get them too cool, they are somewhat of a challenge to get back down in temperature or get back up in temperature, as Brian Mosser is finding out here. Not the start he wanted. It's very polar opposite days so far for the AlphaTauri team, opposed to last week where they had both immediately made a difference on the grid. Super and Adeltonian battling it out there. He went down to the inside on Adeltonian as he went through turn 5. A great maneuver then from Super as he gets the position. Nicely done. As we look back, Adeltonian still trying to get to the back of the McLaren. We have a yellow flag off somewhere. Someone's hit the wall. Not quite sure. It's resolved itself quickly, whatever it was. Hey It's Clay and Shariah Coleslaw still within 0.3 of a second. These two battling it out, although it seems like ever since heading into Sector 3 here. It looks like Shariah's got the pace advantage everywhere else on the circuit. It looks like Hey It's Clay's got him quite matched. Maybe with DRS we could get an overtake here. As they head through Swimming Pool into Raskas. I believe that is the AlphaTauri of Brian Monster ahead of him. It is. Brian Monster's going to have to get out of the way, and he does into the pit lane. He goes. DRS open here for the Alfa Romeo as they head down the pit straight. Does he have anything for him here? The Ferrari actually has the DRS from being within the detection zone behind the lapped car of Brian Monster. He had it as well. So it looks like for now, everything will hold steady. The field's starting to spread themselves out ever so slightly. We're still way too early in for pit stops, but notice here, Lightwork, as opposed to almost everyone else on the grid, has started on the soft tires. All but 4 have started on the softs. The only 4 on the softs, Lightwork, Houdini, Grim Reaper, and young DJ CJ. So, we'll have to assume then, Lightwork is at a temporary advantage now. Will be a disadvantage later on when the strategy comes into play. Remember, expect that pit window to happen. Oh, Brian Monster's retired from the session, and that is on track, it seems. Yes, it is. Retirement on track, then, for Brian Monster. Can't be doing that, I'm afraid. Lightwork, fastest lap once more, 1:13.4. Really starting to get that advantage over Race Day. And this is another problem that Race Day's had. Look how little of his battery he has left compared to the drivers around him. Lightwork in his 70s, Dusty in his 70s, Race Day down to within 3%. He really quite, I think abuses the wrong word, but he uses it quite frequently, that battery. And I feel like sometimes that does hurt him, as we saw last week in Canada. Hey, it's Clay here, still trying to get towards the back of the Ferrari. Nothing to happen just yet, unless he tries it around the outside then. We have seen that happen. Remember back on the Prima Division 2, we had a lot of drivers. We had 3 abreast through that hairpin sometimes. It's certainly possible. I've seen it done. I've seen overtakes with it as well, not just crashes. Through the tunnel they go now. It looks like Soy Loco and Ray perhaps having a little bit of a battle here. Soy Loco, Ray, Sweet in on this as well. 3-car battle then for the 8th spot. And then this battle there for 6th, to the 2 closest battles on track at the moment. Let's tune in with this 3-car battle here. Sweet in hot pursuit of Ray 46 and Soy Loco ahead of him. Soy Loco does have a 3-second time penalty, which I believe he picked up about 2 laps ago, something like that. Wasn't very long, I know that. Through the DRS straight they go now. Hey, It's Clay was not able to make anything happen on Shariah. Looks like Hightower and Houdini having a little bit of a fight back there for P13. Ray 46, he's within 3/10 then on Soy Loco. Will he have a move heading down to turn 5? This is a spot for overtaking that corner. It doesn't happen quite often, but you do see it happen. Into the hairpin they go. Let's see how Ray reacts here. Oops, it looks like Super wants in on this battle as well. He's right behind here. We're going to have a 4-car battle for this 8th spot. Battle for 7th. That's within 5/10. Ray 46 wants the right side then on Soy Loco as they go through the tunnel. Can he find a braking zone down into the Newville chicane? Looking for it goes Ray 46. Wheel to wheel then, just a slight bit of contact. And Ray 46... well, it wasn't the cleanest of maneuvers, but it's about the best you can have at Monaco, that part's for sure. Move then for Ray 46, that moves him up to 8th. Oh, big wiggle then from Soy Loco, nearly losing the car. That's what, hey, it's Clay, that's the problem he had. And look at this, Ray 46. Well, he's done it straight into the wall then, going through Raskas, and I'm afraid he'll have to pit for a front wing then. No, he actually doesn't. Only missing the end plate on the left-hand side, but that kind of surprises me, that. Well, if you're Soy Loco, I bet you perhaps a little bit of karma, it seems. Hey, it's Clay and Shariah Coleslaw once again. Oh, and it looks like Ray 46, he has retired from the session, coming through Sandavat. Yeah, and he's hit the wall going on exit then. Very unfortunate for him. His day going from bad to worse very quickly. These two, once again, teasing us into believing that there may potentially be an overtake on the horizon. Meanwhile, Sui and Soy Loco, that battle within 5/10. Super's in on this behind as well. Adeltonian starting to creep his way in, it seems. You have to give Ray credit for trying that move through the Newville chicane. I'm unfortunately, just didn't quite work in his favor, and sometimes that's just... It is what it is, I guess. It's the only thing to say to that. Sui now within half a second on Soy Loco. Soy Loco, remember, does have the 3-second penalty he picked up a couple of laps ago. He's currently the closest battles on track. 0.2 of a second separate these two here. We'll have to see if DRS can come to the aid of either of these drivers, or perhaps can they work an overtake here. Oh, deep into the corner goes Soy Loco. Did he hit the wall on exit then? It seemed like he did. That doesn't appear to have damage. But I tell you what, Soy Loco's just, I think, gotten away scot-free with that one, hasn't he? Through Sandoval now. Oh, Sui goes right deep into the corner then, and he has lost out on a sure position then to Soy Loco. That one was right close. Almost a DNF then, heavy on the brakes. The car didn't want to stop, and he almost ended up in the wall. Got very, very close indeed. Super Ninas wants in on this then. That has opened the door for the McLaren for that 9th spot. Down to the hairpin they go. 8, 9, and 10. 8 Altonian, not that far behind either. 8 Altonian, roughly 2.5 seconds behind. He's starting to close in on this one. Hey, it's Clay and Shariah. These two still battling it out for the 6th spots. It looks here like so far the Alfa Romeo just needs to wear down the Ferrari ahead of him. I tell you what, he's keeping it really close to him. I think the Ferrari knows that it's going to be a very tough time overtaking. However, when you're behind someone for that long amounts of time, the driver in front does typically make a mistake. DRS activated then for Sui. Super in behind. I wouldn't believe they have anything going for him there. It looks like Hightower and Houdini, though, battling it out, as Houdini made somewhat of an error, or as Hightower gotten around him cleanly then. It seemed like a very sudden overtake. It certainly was, as I didn't get to see it. Quite unfortunate, but, you know. It looks like ahead, what's this, Houdini and someone back there. That's going through Sector 3, whoever that is. It's actually, look at this. Race Day's got to get out of the way. Light Work picking up a 3-second time penalty. However, more importantly, young DJ CJ in between Race Day and Light Work here. Race Day's got to get out, young DJ's got to get out of the way or he's going to pick up 5 seconds. We saw this in Division 2 last season. JC Blackley ended up taking out Killer XL, accidentally I'll say, but he did, as he did have the blue flags, didn't get out of the way in time, and then crunched the wall in front of the leader of Killer XL, and that completely ruined his race. And I'm thankful that didn't amount to that situation this time. Pork Chops within a second on Grim Reaper back there. Super in on this battle. 8 Altonian seems to be slightly struggling, as he has now dropped back outside of 3 seconds on this battle ahead. Super doing everything he can to keep up with this battle ahead of him. Hey, it's Clay. Soy Loco now. I believe that puts him at 6 seconds of penalty. Look at this, Race Day is within a second now on Lightwork, as Lightwork made a mistake here somewhere, because that battle now within almost no time at all. 0.4 of a second. Hey, it's Clay, back to Shariah Coleslaw as they go through the hairpin. Sui's not that far behind on Soy Loco either. Race Day for the lead within 0.8 of a second. This one getting close. Race Day's got he's got something to prove after last week. Definitely is going to be looking for the win here today. I'm sure he'd rather earn it on track, but a win is a win, no matter how you get it. And a big slide then going through Raskas. He almost lost the car, and that would have spelled disaster. Meanwhile, Sui battling Soy Loco there. Sui now up to 3 seconds in penalty. Brian Monster seems to be upset with whatever happens regarding his incident going out of the swimming pool section. I'm not quite sure. Oh, deep into the corner goes Soy Loco. Sui to the inside. Almost side by side going through Anthony Nogues, and Sui's letting him get back to it here. And that was, I tell you what, that was a perfect opportunity then for Sui to take that spot, and he just straight up didn't do it. That's another thing that we have said time and time again, especially on this track. This is where I noticed this initially, as it looks like Grim Reaper into the pits now. 0.8 of a second. It really seemed like Sui is a very fast driver in his own right, but he does seem at times a little too hesitant to make maneuvers. I thought at that point Soy Loco made a very clear mistake ahead of him, in which Sui definitely could have made that maneuver happen, and he just didn't. And you know, it's Could it be in the name of being cautious? I'm not quite sure, but whatever it is, he needs to figure out, because it's things like that really could mean the difference. You know, in some circumstances, between a podium and finishing 10th. As it looks like now, can Sui find the move around Soy Loco? Right to the gearbox then of the Alpine in front of him. Nothing happened so far. Ooh, Red Bull off towards the back. Who is it? And it's young DJ CJ. He's clipped the wall, going through the Neuville chicane. Meanwhile, the battle for the lead. 0.2 of a second the gap. This is where we're seeing the mediums take precedence here. Lightwork had the advantage at the beginning of the race. He doesn't anymore. As Race Day right behind as they head towards the hairpin. Race Day deep into the corner. Wanted it perhaps around the outside. Didn't quite have any room there to make that happen. Into Portier now. How much battery is Lightwork at? Look at 80%. Race Day down to 5. That is, I think, really a crippling mistake. However, at the moment, it seems like Race Day might be the faster car. But time will tell. I would assume that Lightwork's going to be making his stop any time now. Let's assume that Lightwork's going to drop. When Lightwork does pit, I'm assuming he'll drop down to P7. He's not pitting yet. Within the next couple of laps here, we've seen a couple drivers on the softs already come in and pit. Race Day within 0.4 of a second now as they head up through Beau Rivage and into Massenet. Still nothing in it then between these two. So evenly matched for pace. It was like this last week in Canada as well. These two just absolutely skilled. Deep into the corner then goes Race Day, nearly taking the Aston Martin with him. However, trying to look around the outside then just doesn't have anything for it. 0.5 of a second the gap. We'll go back along with that in a second. Meanwhile, hey, it's Clay. Still within 0.4. Anshiraya ahead of him. Meanwhile, this battle is now for 5th as Murfancelli has fallen off. Does Murfancelli have any sort of damage? No, he doesn't, but he's certainly driving like it as he's... I hate to use the term quite slow, but he's dropped off quite significantly. 8.5 seconds back to the Mercedes ahead of him. As they head down through into the Neuville chicane now. Ooh, late on the brakes then goes Hey, it's Clay. That was quite the mistakes from him then. Almost ran straight into the back of the Ferrari. Somehow he was able to get away with that one. But it looks like now Race Day, right here, right now. Can he find the way around Lightwork? And he doesn't. Chose against it. He almost had it around the left side. I'm glad I caught on to the tail end of that. But now can he find it as they head through this isn't Beau Rivage, is it? Yes, it is. I'm just completely wrong. Now through Massenet into Casino. Can he find the move down to the turn 5? This is also a great place to make it happen. Late on the brakes, and he hits the Aston Martin in front of him. Unbelievable now! And Dusty Lusky trying to take the lead of the Grand Prix. The Mercedes going off in the way as well. Absolute traffic jamming through turn 5. Race Day down to 3rd. Dusty Lusky, unfortunately, perpendicular across the track then, blocked the entire way. The McLaren of Dusty Lusky tried to find it round the outside. He ran into the wall. KB07 nearly got in on it as well, but he ran into the escape route then. My oh my, that was risky then. No fault then of Race. I mean, it was his fault at the end of the day, but I know he didn't try no malintent then as Sui and Soy Loco. I believe Sui's actually just gotten around them then in the tunnel. That was a great move. Unfortunately, I hadn't caught on with it. As, oh, look at this. Lightwork's on his way in. Now, does he go for the... is this a planned stop? Does he put the front wing on? No, he doesn't. It's not a front wing change then. It's a planned stop for Lightwork. Race Day in as well. He's covered off any sort of move then, and he's put on the hard tires. Those mediums, I mean, they'll last you about 25 to 30 laps. I think. That can't be right. Yellow flag then, it looks like back there. Pork chops is somebody's heading off then. Shariah Coleslaws just came in. Hey, it's Clay trying to get around Murfancelli now. Man, oh man, that was... Oh, what's this here? tell you what, we've talked about drama on this circuit before. That was, that one. As Murfancelli picked up 3 seconds of time penalty then. Wow. I'm in actual disbelief as to what I've seen. I can't believe Dusty wasn't able to get around him then. He tried it around the outside. He ran into the wall through turn 5 on exit. He had to throw, I believe he had to throw it into reverse to get it back round. Hard tires then going on for Dusty. This will be interesting to see how these differentials in tire strategy now. Remember, if you start on those mediums, you kind of have to go onto the hards at that point. It's interesting, very interesting. Ooh, the Aston Martin, I believe that's Pork Chops. He's heading off then, and Pork Chops has DNF'd. And how has he done this? Yeah, look at that, he spun it round. Coming out of Casino, he's completely blocked the circuit then. Remember, for whatever reason, the safety car just doesn't happen at this track. Look at that, he's completely blocking the track then. Hopefully, and I mean hopefully, nobody runs into him. Can they get rid of the car? They finally do. 0.2 of a second then between Lightwork and Dusty. Race Day is in on this battle as well. The 3 drivers that really have accumulated most likely the lead of this race. Battling it out here. Dusty Lusky tried it. Lightwork down to the inside. And Lightwork made that position happen. Oh, but no, now he's gone straight on through the chicane. Oh, and he's actually gone straight on there, and he's kept the position as well. My, oh my, I think, unfortunately, he'll need to give that position back. Because he's gone straight on then through the Neuville chicane. That was just such a... I can't believe he made that move happen going through the tunnel. I was actually confused. I thought he was going past a back marker. That's why I was so confused. You don't see overtakes through the tunnel. Well, Race Day looking for it on Dusty then. Race Day, I think, has to really claw his way back here after the incident that he had a couple of laps ago. My English just isn't working at the moment, it seems. Oh no, and light work. That's put him up to 6 seconds in penalties. Oh, and that's... I hate to say it, but that has really been detrimental now to his chance for a win. About halfway through the race. Still a lot of time left. Many things can still happen, however, that really has done him in then, I'm afraid. Oh, the McLaren hitting the wall there. And who's just gone in? That was weird. Well, KB and Hayes Clay were both just going into the pits then. That's why that happened. I got slightly confused. Oh, can Murfancelli find a way around the Alfa Romeo here? No! He's actually hit the wall! Murfancelli wanted to go quick through Sandoval in order to get around the Alfa Romeo ahead of him, but instead he's hit the wall going through the corner. Sui and Super, well, Super's gone into the pits, that's why that's happened. Murfancelli, he's got to find a way to overtake Clay here. Clay's on those hard tires. Those will be ice cold coming out of the pits, and we are at Monaco after all. You're not going to really find temperature that quickly, I'm afraid. If Murfancelli, I know he's got the 3-second penalty, but he's got to go for this spot here. He cannot afford to lose out to Shiraya behind him. Can he try it around the left side? He's going to look for it here. He's going to have his move. Nah, he backs out of it last second, I think, for the better. Alfa Romeo goes plenty deep into the corner. Round the outside then goes the Haas of Murfancelli, and he's made that one count. Nicely done then from the Haas. Brilliant maneuver going through to back. And now that opens the door for Shiraya Coleslaw to get in on this as well. Meanwhile, for the lead, it's less than a second. DRS enabled for race day here. Meanwhile, Lightwork has now put 2 seconds behind to Dusty Lusky. Hey, it's Clay. He's within a couple of tenths on Murfancelli now. Can he find anything to happen into Sandoval now? Hey, it's Clay. 3 seconds of time penalty. It's a pure battle for position now. Through Beau Rivage, up into Massenet. Taking the corner wide as Hayes Clay. Can he find anything here? Still looking to the back of the Haas. Looks like Adeltonian and Super just made a move then. Nope, Super's actually come in. He's replacing a front wing. Didn't expect that from him. He had just made a stop not long ago. That's why he's come in. He's replacing a front wing. Is the McLaren then a Super? Neat little battle this is. This will be at the end of the day for P5, which Soraya looks to be in position to get should he keep up with these two cars ahead of him. I'm interested to see this battle here, though. These guys fighting for position. Oh, looks like Houdini and Super were side by side then, coming out of the pits. I'm just seeing it on the mini-map. Oh, look at that. Super's actually just gotten around him. Young DJ, 5-second penalty, ignoring the blue flags. Oh, big wiggle then for Hayes Clay. That's where he binned it during qualifying, and he's actually been able to hold on to the car that time. Nice driving from the Alfa Romeo then. Soraya Coleslaw in pursuit of this as well. Sui is within half a second on Hightower. Currently P7 and P8 for the Ferrari team. As, oh, Hightower's on his way in. Is this a planned stop or is this for a wing change? Let's see what they got. On goes the hards. Nope, no wing change then. Planned stop then for Hightower. Yellow flag somewhere. Oh, it's the Red Bull of, I believe, young DJ CJ's had a bit of an off there. Man, perhaps he wanted to go into the pits, and now he's retired from the session. As the field now thins to 14. Race day, 3-second time penalty for multiple warnings. That has opened the door for Dusty Lusky really to take the win of this Grand Prix. 20 laps to go. 19 and a half, call it. Only halfway through this race. Soraya is actually quite fallen behind in this battle here, it seems. He's still close to it. Alfa Romeo, oh, I believe the Haas may have went deep into Rasgas there. Momentarily opening the door for the Alfa Romeo. Down the pit straight they go. I'm afraid he's not going to have anything for him this time by. As they head up through Beau Rivage, heading towards Massenet now. Still looking for it then. He's right close. Really looking for this spot as Hayes Clay. Can he find anything into turn 5? Judges the braking zone correctly then as to not run into the back of the Haas. Into the hairpin they go. Deep into the corner once again goes Hayes Clay. Still doing everything he can to look for some way around this Haas in front of him. And I tell you what, Murphy doing a brilliant job of defending. DJ CJ has left the session. Oh, that was a big hit then from the Haas. Murphy has lost the end plate on the right front side. No, and he's lost position there to Hayes Clay. Oh, and he's got a puncture as well. Very unfortunate then for the Haas. We saw him hit the wall and exit it to back. Front wing was gone. And he's got a puncture on top of it as well. Man, oh man, and that is a gut-wrenching mistake then from Murphy. Very, very unfortunate for him as he now comes in. And will be replacing the front wing and the set of tires as well. Soraya Coleslaw now, he's within 8/10 on Hayes Clay. These two have been mixing it up actually quite a lot today. Now it looks like the Alfa Romeo is ahead. So Loco getting out of the pits ahead, or actually getting around Murphy, who's on his way out of the pits. Looks like Super and Grim Reefer having a bit of a battle back there. This is for P12. Grim Reefer allowing Super to almost take that left-hand side. Into Saint Devant they go. Grim Reefer's going to pull ahead. Super's, can he perform the switch back here? Going to be side by side up the hill through Beau Rivage. Super Ninas got into the wall there. I don't think he had any wing damage, but I tell you what, that was, well, unfortunately, sometimes you just can't go side by side through that section of the track, I'm afraid. No wing damage from the McLaren, thankfully. Down to the hairpin they go. I mean, the McLaren is Super on the faster soft tires. He's got Grim Reefer ahead of him on the hards. The softs are definitely going to be quicker. Through Portier now, as they head down under the tunnel. Can the McLaren find anything to get past the Red Bull here? Looking for it down in the Neuville chicane, has a peek to the inside, but nothing there. Murfancelli now, he's within 3/10 on Soy Loco ahead. Let's go back along with Murfancelli temporarily. He's looking for it here. Can he get around the left side? Oh, big into the wall then! And Race Day has retired! Race Day, no! What has happened to the AlphaTauri, who was running in 3rd place? No, and he's done it just like Pork Chops did. Oh. I gotta say, that is absolutely devastating then. And unfortunately, neither of the AlphaTauris will score points today. After the brilliant week they had last time out in Canada, it felt like there was still some left on the table. After the start they had and the penalty that Race Day got, ended up having him finish 2nd. It was a great effort from him. And I thought that he would be someone to look out for today to take the win, and he was. Got into it with the Aston Martin, and now finds himself unclassified. And now the McLaren, looking around the left side then of PWR Grim Reaper, doesn't find anything happening there as the field shrinks down to 13. Currently the closest battle on track. I believe this will put KB. This will be his first podium, I believe. He's quite a relatively new face here in Midwest. I know him from the, he's in the Coleslaw Cup, a league I commentate on Mondays. Also featuring Jacko, Mystic Joker, and a few others as well. DRS Open then from Super. Look at this, Super. Really looking for it then to the right rear tire of PWR Grim Reaper. He almost had the move, but I tell you what, the Red Bull doing everything he can to defend. And this is just how it is. The car ahead of him is on slower tires. On any other circuit on the calendar, this move would be possible, but we're at Monaco. Super has really put himself in quite the hole here. Into the left rear tire of the Red Bull then. No wing damage yet, but tell you what, Super is getting frustrated. 3 seconds then for Soy Loco. That bumps him up to 9. Thankfully, he's got about a 9-second gap for the car behind of Hightower. This currently the closest battle on track. It looks like Lightworks actually going to want in on this as well. Lightworks got a great camera angle for this, I have to say. Blue flags then for both the drivers ahead. Of course, they are racing for position, but you do have to yield to the car ahead. To the car behind, rather, especially if they are the leader of the race. Round Raskas through Anthony Nogues now. Can Super find a way past the Red Bull here? Super, I think, doing the honorable thing and letting... oh, look at this. So, well, hang on. This is what I'm interested in here. Oh, no, and Lightwork's gone off! Lightwork is DNF'd! What has happened? Lightwork's gone off, Super's gone off, and Dusty Lusky inherits the lead of the Grand Prix. Lightwork had such a lockup going into the first corner. Was the McLaren a Super? It was so far behind. And hey, it's Clay is off as well. Look at this traffic jam we have going through the first corner. 3 cars. 3 cars off then. That promotes Shariah Coleslaw into the podium places. Unbelievable turn of events then. Super went off. Lightwork went off, and before him went clean into the wall. Super, I believe, got collected, and then Clay got collected. And now Dusty Lusky has the lead of the Grand Prix with KB a second behind. My goodness, and that will shrink the field even more. It's an unbelievably tipsy-turvy day. Topsy-turvy, whatever you want to say, it is what it is. I cannot believe what's happened then. Lightwork, we saw the lockup, and then suddenly he was in the fence. Shortly behind, Super followed, and then, hey, it's Clay. Just ran out of places to go, I'm afraid. And he got caught up in it. And I believe there should have been a safety car for the incident. but the game chose not to bring it out. And now look at this light work calling out Super. A lap car takes him out. Unbelievable. I cannot wait to see the stewards, the POV of that gets put in the stewards chat. And Super upset with light work. No, Super upset with Grim Reefer. That was who he was battling with at the time. And Grim Reefer has somehow survived all that. Oh, look at this. He's going quite deep in the corner then. That being for the two cars at that point in time. My, oh my. Note to editor right here to put in the POV explaining that incident. Meanwhile, the battle for the lead within half a second. You gotta be kidding me. Are you telling me we're gonna have a battle for the lead here with 10 laps to go at Monaco? I mean, good God, this race has everything. I mean, honestly, 7/10 of a second to lead. So Super also upset at Grim Reefer as well. So Grim Reefer has had something to do with this. So we saw that Grim Reefer took an extended time to let the two cars pass. I'm just going off of memory right now. We saw Grim Reefer took an extended period of time. The McLaren of Super got out of the way immediately. Grim Reefer was about to the finish line at the point where he let the Aston Martin go. Did he potentially make contact with the Aston Martin of Lightwork to send him into the fence, which then resulted in the DNF of Super and Hayes Clay? 10 cars remain in this race, with 10 laps to go this next time by. Sorry, 9 laps to go. Well, no, I was right the first time. 10 laps to go this time by. And all I can say to that is I'd like to give a quick shout out now to the Division 2 stewarding team and the absolute mess they're going to have to deal with after this one. And this is now the second Monaco season race in a row where we have seen a lapped car get in the way of the proceedings and change the outcome of a race. Where is my charger? Oh, chair's on top of it. 0.2 of a second, then the battle for the lead. 10 laps to go. Do we potentially have an overtake in the making? For God's sakes! KB07 looking to get around Dusty Lusky. Doing everything he can. Again, there's just simply no room to overtake on this track. Four tenths now. 9 laps to go this time by. Both drivers on hard tires. It really will just be up to simply who is more paced. Or who makes the least amount of mistakes. Either of those could be true. 0.5 of a second. Dusty Lusky really has had this day handed to him on a silver platter. I tell you what, he did enough to keep himself in the race, I'll say that much. He's inherited the lead after a heinous incident, it seemed, and what it certainly sounds like. He now may be on the way to win the Monaco Grand Prix with KB07 in hot pursuit. Now, KB07 is, he's no slouch. He's definitely going to give Dusty Lusky a run for his money here. Let's see if he can find any form of way past the McLaren. Meanwhile, it looks like we have the back marker ahead of them, that being the Ferrari. Oh, it looks like Adeltonian. No, Murfancelli's actually on his way into the pits. What's happened here? Is he changing a wing? Yeah, it certainly seems like that's what's happening. Wing change then for the Haas of Murfancelli. Oh, it looks like the Haas of Hightower maybe has just gone in the wall there, perhaps. Heading towards the pit straight now. Five-tenths of a second a gap. Still nothing in it then, really. Unfortunately, there's just not much there. Heading now through the Neuville chicane they go. KB07 still right there, still looking for anything to get around the McLaren, although I'm just not quite sure that move is going to be able to be made. Not a lot of time left. We'll have to figure out something. Look at this here. Dusty Lusky. Please don't tell me another back marker will get in the way. This is Hightower ahead of him. Hightower does need to get out of the way here, and he does. Dusty Lusky having the DRS then in assistance to get around the back marker. 4/10 of a second the gap. Oh, what's this? Hightower's had a bit of an off then. Yes, he has. This is going through Sandoval. EDA Murfancelli was able to get around, and I'm not quite sure what's happened to Hightower then, but he's had a mistake and finds himself dropping the position down to P8. Heading towards the hairpin now. Oh, has KB just hit the wall then? Certainly seemed like it, how fast the car jut out to the side. He very well could have. It certainly seemed like he may have. Through the tunnel they go. KB07 in pursuit, still trying to hunt down Dusty Lusky. Not a lot of time left. Boom. Murfancelli's had a bit of an off then. Is he on low fuel? What? What is happening here? What's happening with Murfancelli? I'm very confused. Why is he suddenly going slow? Is he on low fuel mode? No. That's quite odd. Anyways, back up to the top of the grid then. 6 laps to go. Let's see. Can KB find anything to be made here? 2.5 tenths. 3 tenths now the gap between himself and a win here on the streets of Monaco, Midnight Monaco. Can he find the left side? No, he doesn't. Still looking for it. The PWR Grim Reaper finding a 3-second time penalty for multiple warnings. Puts him up to 3. I tell you what, Dusty Lusky, so far, holding this absolutely perfect. Has not made one legitimate mistake enough to give KB that opening for an overtake. Doing everything that he needs to do in order to keep this win. It'll be 5 laps to go at the stripe this time. KB07 is within 3 tenths, I'll give him that, but KB will need to get gutsy here if he wants any shot of winning this race. Dusty Lusky is an unbelievably quick driver. Doesn't often crack to pressure. If he finds a mistake, it's in the early goings along with everyone else. Up through Beau Rivage now. We got a car that's gone off. Oh, that's the, I believe that's the Alpine then, of Soy Loco has had a bit of an off then. Oh, and Soy Loco has completely done in his front wing. Look at this, everyone up to P6. Will be a lap down here shortly. There's the front wing damage then. Into the hairpin they go. Deep into the corner goes the Mercedes. Doesn't have anything there for him. Still looking for anything here. Still trying to wear down Dusty into making a mistake. But it just doesn't look like it'll happen. 0.6 of a second, I will say, holding it very nicely. See, if you ask me, this section of track should just be another DRS zone. That chicane just shouldn't even exist, but I guess that would make too much sense. Boys, Dusty just hit the wall just then. It looked like he did. He had oversteer. I'm not quite sure. Was that potentially a mistake then? Well, he's held the time. He's not dropped back any then. I don't know. Maybe it was just my mind playing tricks on me, but it certainly looked like he had somewhat of an off. Still looking for here. Ooh, Murphy selling Soy Loco. Soy Loco, remember, had that incident then. Had to go into the pits and replace that front wing. Soy Loco then, 3-second penalty for corner cutting. Interesting. 0.7 of a second, the gap from Dusty Lusky, the leader, back to KB07. 3.5 laps to go. KB needs to find something here. Dusty Lusky at 44% battery. KB down to 11. Of course, it's going to climb up when you're in the slow-speed corners, but KB really having to use said battery to stay with Dusty here. That is a good sign if you are the McLaren. If you're the McLaren, you're not using your battery, actually almost pulling the car behind you without touching your battery score, that's a really good sign. 3 laps to go at the stripe this time. DRS still open then for the Mercedes, but he's got nothing there. He's almost 1.5 seconds slower than his best attempt. Bit wide then, going through Saint-Devat. Up the hill, through Beau Rivage, into Massenet. Do either of these drivers commit a mistake, giving the other the win? That's what I'm looking for here. I don't necessarily think. If we find that overtake, I'm not quite sure it's going to happen on track. Well, I tell you what, though, we saw a fair bit of battling today. There's no doubt about it. I think definitely this has been a very, very exciting Monaco Grand Prix. Three-quarters of a second the gap. 2 laps to go at the stripe this time. Dusty Lusky has a whole 6.6 kilometers between himself and a Monaco win. This win will, first of all, mean a lot for him. Secondly, it will have serious implications on the championship standings, as this will, I'm sure, move him to within the top couple of spots. Race day had the championship lead going into this round. He has DNF'd. KB is currently second, so we'll have to assume KB will inherit the lead of the championship. There's a 40-point gap between these two drivers. Tell you what, this is a big round for the championship then. Very crucial. This is really the stage in the season where we start to figure out who is just going to show up on top. If you win Monaco and you're ahead of the points by then, it really means that you've got pretty much a race ahead. Pretty much you got a race in gap to the car behind if you take that win. So, that is the case for every division other than this one. The championship leader has crashed out. KB will most likely be taking the championship lead after today. Dusty Lusky's 40 points back to him. However, now we're starting the final lap of the Grand Prix, heading out of Anthony Noakes now. Does KB have anything here? A yellow flag in Sector 1, that is the Williams it's Houdini. Does that impact this battle for the win? I hope it doesn't, but it very well may. the Mercedes, right there behind. Soy Loco has DNF from the session that's going through swimming pool. Hopefully that gets cleaned up by the time they find their way into that section of the track. Now, 0.2 of a second between KB07 and Dusty. Really trying to look forward here. Dusty goes deep into turn 5. The door was open there for a second, but it was shut back then immediately. They didn't want the air conditioning to get out, and it didn't. KB07, 0.6 here. Dusty Lusky, it really seems once he gets through this first sector of the track, it's all his from there on out. 0.5 of a second. KB, 6% battery, I don't think has anything for Dusty Lusky now. Both of these drivers put on one heck of a show, and it's come right down to the wire. Does Dusty hold it nicely? All he has to do is keep this lap clean. And it looks like he very well may. Into Rasgas now. Going now through Anthony Nose. Dusty Lusky in the McLaren. Well, it wasn't pretty, and for a long time it wasn't his, but he will win the Monaco Grand Prix, and KB07 will be taking the lead of the championship as well. Shariah Coleslaw making his way now through the Neuville chicane to eventually finish third. Swede behind him in fourth. Shariah Coleslaw then will be earning himself a podium. Dusty Lusky came away with this one after absolute carnage involving the drivers ahead of him. Only 9 drivers finishing this Grand Prix. Swee making his way around the final couple corners now. Adol Tonian, he's making his way through swimming pool. He is the final driver to finish this race. So after it's all said and done in the streets of Monaco, Dusty Lusky taking the win from third on the grid, KB07 in second, taking the lead of the championship as well. Shariah Coleslaw third, Swee in fourth, Adol Tonian, with what I believe is really a best Div 2 finish in quite a long time from the Mercedes driver. Nicely done from him to avoid the carnage. Murfancelli 6th, Hightower 7th, 8th is Grim Reaper, and rounding out the field in 9th of the Finnish driver is Houdini. That will do it for us here in Monaco. It's been an unbelievable turn of events here today. It was almost, I don't want to use the term chaos, but that's exactly what it was. And next week we head to Imola for round number 5 of the season. Thank you for joining us, and we will see you next week.